Hi everyone, FM Greeno here with episode 10 of my FM21 beta save with Newcastle. We've got a lot to get through today, so let's get right on with it. Roll the titles.
All the lads and lasses there, always smiling faces, gathering along the Scotchwood Road to see the bleeding races.
Well, as you can see, 6 games into the season, and we're sat in 9th in the Premier League, but not doing too badly. We've only won 2 games, we've drawn 3 and lost 1. So we were together for the Man City game. We then went to Arsenal and got a draw and beat Chelsea at home, and I was pretty happy with 5 points on the board after those games. It's been okay since, but not brilliant. We drew with Villa, beat Norwich, and we've lost to Tottenham, unfortunately. In the Cups, we had our first Europa League game against Başakşehir, and we drew 0-0. A game, I think we had 17 shots on target or something in that game, just couldn't score. And we've played Leeds in the Carabao Cup, beat them 2-1 at Ellen Road, coming from a goal down. So, today we have a double header for you. We are going to play my beloved Bournemouth in the Premier League, and then we're going to take on Guimarães in the Europa League. Of course, since we were together last, the transfer window is closed, so let's go and have a little look at the transfer business we have done. So, let's start with the ins, and there are 3 to talk about. We have got Luke Shaw in on loan. We were a little bit short at left-back cover, to be honest. We were playing Matt Ritchie there a lot last season. So we brought in Luke Shaw, and he's going to compete with Jamal Lewis for the starting place. Big signing, David Neres from Ajax to play on the right-hand side. It's good to have a rotation option with Almiron because he picks up a few knocks. And again, we were using Ritchie as a right-wing option. So I think we've brought in a little bit better quality there. And we brought in a young Bulgarian by the name of Valentin Antov, who looks like he's going to be a real star at some point in the game. But we can't get a work permit for him just yet, and I've not been able to find a loan to send him out on, so he's just kicking about and training. We can apply for a work permit again around Christmas if I haven't found him a loan. On the outs, Florian Lejeune has gone off to Fiorentina for £8 million, rising to 10. A couple of other loans. The most notable, of course, is Ryan Fraser. Yep, I have freed him from his hell in the under-23s. I've sent him to Napoli on loan. There were a few clubs that wanted to buy him, but they were only willing to pay sort of £5, £6, £7 million, and I wasn't going to let him go for that. So what I decided was we were going to let him go out to Napoli, have a season of football, but always in the back of his mind, he's got to come back. And who knows what kind of reception he's going to get when he does that. Anyway, Bournemouth up now. Let's go and see the tactics screen, and you can see how we're set up for the game. That Leeds game having just come in midweek, we have got a few heavy legs and a couple of fitness issues in the squad, so I've rotated a little bit for this Bournemouth game. Van Ginkel is back available and fit, although only recommended to play 45 minutes. I think we're going to try and squeeze a bit more than that out of him. Soboslai is going to play out here on the left. Unfortunately, both Almiron and Neres are currently injured, so Ritchie is going to come in on that side. Soboslai is going to play out on the left. His condition's not brilliant, but I've got to play him, I think. He's amazing. Christopher Ayer is also struggling for fitness, so we're bringing in Cher today. Other than that, pretty much at full strength. Let's see how we do. So here we are, and it's nice to see Bournemouth back up in the Premier League after one season down in the Championship. They've still got a lot of the players that you'd expect to see around. Lewis Cook and Steve Cook are still there. I've noticed Lerma and Brooks and Mepham. There's a familiar look to it. But although they're my team, I will have no compunction about putting them to the sword today. Manquillo with an early cross in there. Cleared away. Bournemouth looking to counter here. We get in and steal the ball, and Wilson gives it back to Van Ginkel. Wilson finds some space, and what a finish that is. And he's not worried about celebrating against his old club, is he? Very excitable. A nice goal, though. Wilson holds the ball up well there. Van Ginkel gets the ball. Wilson makes a great run. Found very well, and what a finish that is from just outside the box. Less than 5 minutes on the clock, and it's a 1-0 lead for Newcastle already. Another Bournemouth old boy there. Ritchie gives it to Soboslai. He's going on a mazy run. Van Ginkel out to Manquillo. Can he get it across? He can. Ritchie back to Soboslai, who's got all the time in the world to pick his spot from 6 yards out. And so only 2 minutes after we take the lead, we are 2-0 up. What a start to the game this has been for Newcastle. It's fortunate there that Wilson didn't touch that because he would have been flagged offside. So, but yeah, 2 shots, 2 on target, and it's 2-0. Bournemouth seem to have steadied the ship a little bit now. Not much happening in the last 20 minutes. I'll be quite happy if we see this through without incident into the half-time break, though. Will we? Armstrong up front for Bournemouth here. Good run. Good shot as well. And tipped over by Livakovic. That will be cleared comfortably, hopefully. Oh, we'll never know. Highlight ended. And so just a couple of minutes now till half-time. Recommending Szoboszlai is taken off, but I'm going to try and squeeze another 15 minutes out of him after the break, I think. So, I'm not going to say we're delighted, but I'm happy with the way things are going. And we'll just go out for the second half. Like I say, we'll give it to about the hour mark, I think. Szoboszlai really is looking quite tired. Van Ginkel is having a very good game, so I'm in no rush to take him off, even though we were recommended to only give him 45 minutes. Livakovic with the ball at the back there. Passing the ball around nicely. Up to Wilson. Nice cushion pass out to Szoboszlai. Has he got one last effort in him? Across to Van Ginkel. Oh, that looks like it's about to be ruled offside. Van Ginkel shot. Wilson touched it, I think. VAR checking. Goal disallowed. Let's have another look at this. So yeah, Wilson's offside. So Van Ginkel strikes. Oh, Wilson doesn't touch it, but he's in the line of sight of the goalkeeper. Okay, so I think now we are going to give Szoboszlai a little rest. So who can we bring on in his place? Let's have a look. Nobody really. Well, yeah, Jamal Lewis can kind of play up there, so I think you'd probably prefer to be a winger or something than an inverted winger. So we'll allow him to do that. And we're going to keep an eye on Van Ginkel's fitness too. He's done a bit more than his 45 minutes. But now he's just falling off a cliff. So it's time to take him off too. We'll bring on Jack Wilshere for him. 20 minutes to go. Very little of any real incident happened in this second half. But that's okay. If we can maintain a 2-goal lead, keep a clean sheet, more than happy with that. Looks like we've got one last highlight here. Hayden picks up the ball. Knocking it around in midfield quite nicely. Wilson. Oh, good save, Claudio Bravo. Is that the end of the highlight? No, it looks like we might have another opportunity. Wilson looking for Wilshere, can't quite find him. Lerma with a long ball, and Armstrong is through. Good save. Livakovic does very well there to maintain the clean sheet. The corner in is cleared. Wilson picks it up. Are we going to have an opportunity to counter here? Wilson going by himself. That's a corner. No penalty shout there. Jack Wilshere to take. Cleared. And this is end-to-end stuff at the moment. Kelly going forwards. Manquillo gets in and disrupts it. And I think this is just going to be an end-of-game highlight in all likelihood. 20 seconds to go. Manquillo gets the ball here on the right. Inside to share. Hayden. Callum Wilson, just knocking it around. No real rush to get it forward. Ritchie forgets he's not playing for Bournemouth and gives it straight to Lerma. Joel Campbell there with a pretty woeful effort that nobody who's ever seen him play will be surprised about. And so there we are. A 2-0 win for Bournemouth. For Newcastle. Goodness me. You know where my loyalties really lie, don't you? So, we're back for the Guimarães game. We've had to make a few alterations to the lineup again today. A few tired legs again out there, plus one or two players who are not in our Europa League squad due to the selection criteria for that squad. So we had to leave out Hendrick and Richie, I think it was. They're not in this squad, but they are in the Premier League squad. So today we've got Zakaria back in. We have Wilshere playing out wide, Lewis on the left-hand side. Soboslai moves into the middle of the park. He's going to play as a Metsala. Borre comes in for Wilson. Almiron is back from injury, only fit enough to go on the bench and recommended for 30 minutes. But we've got to get him on there because we've got no one else in the squad we can use at all. Everyone else is unregistered. So we need to get a couple of these injured lads back as the campaign progresses. But let's get into the game and see how we do against this Portuguese opposition. So I'm not quite sure what to expect from Guimarães today. I was expecting them to be potentially the weakest team in the group. But in the first game, they went out and beat Red Bull Salzburg. So perhaps they're not quite as bad as I thought they were going to be. We're 15 minutes into the game now. We're having the better of it, but not really creating anything highlight worthy, it would appear. So we're going to follow some of Bergkamp's advice. Okay, so this is Guimarães on the ball. A bit of a kit clash, really, but we'll make our way through it. Can we get in? No, Connolly here with an opportunity. Is that Aaron Connolly? The Brighton lad? Could be. Could be. So half an hour in. Yeah, not much to report. So we're going to demand more from the boys. We're having the better of possession, the better of the shots. But what a dull first half this has been in terms of highlights. Another one here starts with Guimarães on the ball. Are they going to have the opportunity? Oh, it looks like they are. And, oh, what a save. That looked a nailed-on goal. Wow. I think a bit of a rocket is required at half-time. We have not been at our best. And seeing as we only drew 0-0 over in Istanbul in our first game, we could really do with picking up the 3 points here today. Even Soboslai is not having a good game. So, I think we're not going to go too crazy. We're just going to tell them that we're not happy with their performance. It seems to have motivated most of them. Let's get them back out for the second half with a bit of a flea in their ear. Luke Shaw is tired, so we've got to watch that. Oh, he's had a twisted knee, it says, in the dugout report. So I think potentially we ought to make a change there. We don't really want to lose anybody else to injury at this point. So Lewis will go back to fullback. And who can we bring on here? I don't really want to bring Almiron on. Let's try bringing Longstaff on. And we'll swap him and Soboslai around. Maybe even make that change there too. So 30 minutes to go. I think we're going to go attacking and we're going to demand more again. Aya here on the ball. Looks to Wilshere on the right. And Ginkel here in the middle of the park. Zakaria out to Soboslai. Can he work his magic? Oh, he can. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's not going to win goal of the season, that's for sure. Soboslai put a ball into the near post. The defender tried to clear it and only succeeded against kicking it against Zakaria, I think it was. Yeah, Dennis Zakaria, who just happened to be in the way, and the ball flew into the back of the net. Not pretty, but I'll take it. 1-0. So now Soboslai is tired. So, again, I want to rest him. I want to keep him fresh if I can. And we don't have anybody left in the team now who can play out there, I don't suppose. So, we're going to have to bring Almiron on, even though he's nowhere near fit enough to play, really. Hopefully, we'll nurse him through these last 10 minutes. And we're going to make another little change just to waste a bit of time. Take out one of the other midfielders, I think. Maybe Zakaria. He can have a nice round of applause from the Newcastle fans. We'll tell the boys to waste time a little bit. Only a few minutes left. Wilshere here with a free kick. Going to curl this in with his left peg by the looks of it. It's cleared. Oh no, Boré here. Oh, was he onside? I think he was. I think he just stood still as the defence was pushing out. And the looping header over the top just found its way to him in plenty of space. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, the defence was pushing out. He just stood still on the penalty spot. And as the ball dropped to him, all the time in the world to fire it home. We'll see it here clearly. Onside. Great piece of forward play that was. And as you can see from the stats, we had 19 shots to their 2. So I think that's a pretty well-deserved 2-0 victory. So with those 2 games under our belt, let's have a look at the competition standings. So in the Premier League, we are sat in 7th on 12 points after 7 games. Man City at top with 15 points, so we're only 1 point off the top of the table. A good run of 2 or 3 wins and we'll be right in the mix, I think. In the Europa League, we are top of that group too after 2 games, 4 points on the board. And in the Carabao Cup, in about 4 weeks' time, we have a tough assignment away to Arsenal. In terms of when we're going to come back, I guess it's probably going to be sometime in December. I don't know exactly when. If there's anything riding on the Europa League last game, perhaps we'll come back for that. I'm hoping to have qualified by then, but we'll see. If not, we've got some interesting games here around the end of the year, Leeds and Liverpool. I want to get through a chunk of games if I can, because obviously we've not got much time on the beta before the full game is released, so I want to get through this season if I can. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. It's nice to get a couple of wins under our belt. If you did enjoy it, please consider dropping a like on there for me and help me get seen by more people. And if you've got any comments on this episode or anything else in the rest of the series, I'd love to see that too. Of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and do so. We've got a lot coming up for FM21 and of course plenty in the back catalogue from FM20 for you to take a look at. But it just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for some more action with Newcastle. Bye for now.